Welcome to Wednesday Comics.
Brought to you by rootsoftheswampthing.com and Siouxpercon 2018 Return of the Con.
Hey everyone, keep turning those pages.
Welcome to Wednesday Comics. To my left, we have Guppy himself, Alex. How you doing?
Hello everyone.
Gup. To my right, we have King Sturgeon himself, Garrett. How you doing?
Doing good. Alex is my son, and I'm his daddy.
And I am the judge. Let me tell you about 1977. No.
You're making my son kill me, you bastard.
Well, that's how I roll.
Happens.
If you had that power as a judge, so he has to give... We'll talk about later Nightwing. No spoilers here. But, if you know the judge character, he has to give that gold poker piece.
Yep, chip.
So he doesn't have the power of suggestion unless you're holding it.
Right.
Okay. Can you wear gloves?
Don't.
All right. Well,
It's your power, dude. You tell me.
Yeah.
speaking
You're
of
supposed to know all.
knowing everything, we got a game later on today. I'm going to call it. I had a name for it. It's on there.
Would you rather?
Well, that's what it's based on. Hello.
I see.
TM. Don't talk about that.
Rather, would you?
It's called this or that. That's what it's called.
By the way, Marvin tells me that, or tells Garrett and I that it's going to piss us off.
It is. Stick around if you want to see these two get angry
And
at me.
then me and Alex know it's going to make Alex feel stupid, and then Marvin's just going to make
Who
fun
knows?
of
I might play a character during it. We know. The judge might come back. Hey, 1967. I got in the bar. I'll tell you what. We're talking about today in Free Talk here. Action Comics 1000 coming out in April. So no Action Comics in March? Or did they,
No, there will be one issue. There
One
will
issue.
be two.
And then April, the 18th? Is that right?
Something like that.
We get Action Comics 1000, which is supposed to be Brian Michael Bendis' debut
Yep.
as a backup with Jim Lee art. Now, here's the thing. That's A-class. That's top of the notch.
Top of the notch?
Top of the notch.
So it'll be 5 pages long because Jim Lee's drawing it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Brian Michael Bendis, but like they were like Jim Lee, and I'm like, I mean, maybe if it was like Jim Lee from the 90s, but we're talking 2018 Jim Lee.
Yeah. It'd be better if it was like Dave Marquez.
That would be nice.
How sick would that be?
If they announce that, and they're like,
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Right.
Or
People lose their shit.
Or even hey, Jorge Menez, he's been doing a good job. Let's give him. You know what I mean?
That'd be great.
I mean, I look at Jim Lee, when he has the time, it looks good.
Well, he's had 2 years to do it, I hope, so.
What do you mean?
2 years. He's had 999 months
Oh, yeah,
to do
but
it.
they don't plan that far ahead. Especially when they didn't know Brian Michael Bendis was coming on board. So
I suppose.
they didn't have a script in
Yeah, but I still would have assumed they would have had an I guess.
So $5.99 for the issue, $30 for a hardcover. Garrett, you're getting the hardcover, I assume,
Hardcover and the issue.
and the issue for what?
And now Alex is maybe making me think about getting a second hardcover.
Well,
Isn't there two different hardcover versions?
No.
Oh, I thought there was two different covers.
Nope.
What about the single issues? Is there multiple covers, variants?
I'm sure there will be.
wait, are you being legitimate that you might get a second hardcover?
One to read, one to never touch.
Would you?
It's 1,000.
Let me tell you this. So the $30 for the hardcover, you're getting it. $5.99 for the issue. What if there was a variant, Gary Frank, $50? Would you get it?
Yep.
Christopher Reeve, we're on the cover.
Oh my God. Right now I already got goosebumps and chills. Yep.
Ghost
Ed.
bumps.
What if it was just the cape with the yellow S, and then the character's like, they made that for me. I gotta get that.
I would literally deck someone in the face if they tried to touch that book except me.
Here's the thing, though. It's oversized, $5.99, obviously, so it's gonna be oversized. Is it supposed to be like, hey, this is a restart for Action Comics? Not a restart, but like, boom, we're moving on to Brian Michael Bendis. Is that his backup? Is that going to be a story going forward? Or is it just like, hey, these are just going to be random stories?
I think it'll be more annual, like, to be honest.
Celebration
of 1,000 issues, more so than... There'll probably be like one part that's the story that's happening next. That's
Yeah.
what's always like. Like when Mighty Thor 700 came out, there was all these different stories.
Yeah.
One
So
that
you-
actually makes sense with the plot, the rest just kind of
So you think they'll go Earth, Wind, and Fire with this thing?
He's not sure what that means.
Sure. Yeah.
What?
The 4 elements?
Celebrate. Good times.
Oh.
Jimmy Olsen, you think he gets
I know
a
that's
story in there? Jimmy Olsen?
He better. That's the one thing about Superman that pisses me off. Where the fuck's Jimmy Olsen?
Who needs him?
Who needs you?
Superman's best friend. More like Superman's annoying friend.
He can't even annoy you. He's not in the book.
Well, good. That's why Rebirth. That's the whole reason they did the whole Rebirth, to get rid of Jimmy Olsen.
No, he's in there, but he gets like one page. And like Clark.
Was he in New 52? I don't remember seeing him around.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, good.
I think it's one of those things that Jimmy Olsen's a character that only you, Garrett, and probably a few people really like. I have to admit, I've never been a fan of Jimmy's.
Because you never had a chance to be a fan of Jimmy.
Maybe.
I would imagine Brian Michael Bendis leans hard on Jimmy Olsen, Daily Planet, Lois
Which I'm
Lane.
excited for, like, because it's like the Pulse. I want to see, you barely see Perry White, too. I mean, you see him, but not all the time.
See, that's one of but you talking about things that aren't Superman is the, like, how much you dislike the other stuff that's in Turtles.
I want Superman to be in the book, too.
But only, like, one page.
No, I want them all in.
I put him in every panel.
What's the point of having Clark and Lois work at the Daily Planet again? If you don't see Perry, you don't see Jimmy. You don't even see Steve Lombard. You do.
He's in.
I mean, you do see them sometimes, but it's more like when Superman's like, okay, I got to go save the world. Lois is working, and then John just happens to be hanging out at the office.
Yeah. I wish that they'd actually do a little bit more Clark being Clark.
Yeah.
He spends a lot of time being Superman in both books, and I get, yes, that's the premise, but
Lately.
even Bruce has been more Bruce
Right.
than he's been Batman.
Wasn't he more Clark and Superman for a while?
He off and on.
Yeah.
When he's training with John or just being on the farm, but since they've gotten to Metropolis, they spend a lot less time of him being Clark doing any Daily Planet work.
Right. Give me a freaking trench-coated Clark Kent, like, ditching his costume, like, because he got to go save the day. I want to see some transitions.
Well, I'm more excited for that Action Comics 1000 than I've been for Action Comics in a long time. You know, I jumped off that first arc, right? That was Doomsday?
Doomsday.
I tried. Here's the thing. Might read it still. Who knows? Who knows what the kind of time I got in my life, but probably won't. But it's on my list. My Hoopla list is Action Comics, the second volume. So we'll see. You guys said it was good still, so.
Yeah.
Action picked up, then when you get to that
I trusted
Imperious Lex,
That's Superman. That was
Superman.
action.
I'm sorry.
I trusted you enough to put it on my list, so it's there.
Yeah. We'll see if you still trust us.
Is
after you
Descender
read it.
on that list too?
No, but Red Hood was, and I read that. Don't come at me like I don't read stuff.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to come at you with Action Comics 1000, the hardcover, and I'm going to rip yours in half.
Well, you got
Whoa.
to sign up for it though.
I'll sign up for it. I'm not going to sign up for that hardcover. I'm going to get just the issue.
I was just going to get the issue. I'm not going to.
You kind of made me excited. That's the thing about DC is when they do variants for Superman. What?
Made you excited. I rose my finger up at you.
Oh, I was like, is it like a booger coming out of my nose? Like, I don't know what's going on.
I just tell you.
That would be cool if they had like very like good variants like that. They don't have that stuff anymore.
I would imagine, right? They did it for Watchmen. They did it for, like, every time they do have a big thing. Metal had variants in it.
Yeah,
So, Action Comics 1000, you don't think there's going to be at least some?
there's got to be at least 40.
What that makes me, well, like, anytime there's something big in comic books about Superman, it makes me sad that, like, those movies never work out.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even think, is it on Slate, Man of Steel 2? And are they going to call it Man of Steel 2 rather than just Superman?
I think they'll still. Well,
They're gonna go Man of Steel?
It's announced as the Man of Steel 2 sequel. It's the Man of Steel sequel right now.
Because wasn't
Doesn't have
Man
an
of-
official name.
Wasn't Man of Steel 2 originally before they changed to Batman vs. Superman?
Yeah, and then they made it so that it is a sequel, but it's not the Man of Steel sequel.
Who do you want in that, villain-wise? Brainiac?
I would like to see Brainiac. Even Parasite would be cool. I want to see.
Nobody
somebody
in their whole life said Parasite's cool.
What about Secret Origin?
I think you need to have.
What?
It's
Did
much
you
like,
you remember Secret Origin?
I do.
Parasite was huge,
And I
in
hated
that.
Parasite in it.
Well, yeah, because he's a villain.
Oh, see, I liked Parasite in is it Earth 1 Volume 2?
Yeah,
That was a good one.
yeah.
That's good too.
But I think it's one of
compelling.
those things that they need another villain to be in a book. Or,
It would be
not
cool.
book,
They
a
need to do
movie.
Brainiac.
They need Brainiac or Parasite. Don't do Zod. Don't do Lex. Don't do these people we've already seen. Or if you're going to do something, do like Metallo. Bring in a tinier villain to start it off. And then
That'd
you can
be
have
cool.
your big baddie. But I think Superman's kind of like what Spider-Man is. You beat that Green Goblin to death. We don't want them. Give us
Or if you're
going to
do Lex Luthor, put him in that freaking mech suit
Yeah.
like 5 years ago.
Hear me out. Superman versus Guppy. Who wins?
Super.
We'll talk later. Guppy, R.I.P. Not R.I.P., but sorry. That's not spoilers. If you read Nightwing, that's not spoilers. That's just a joke.
I don't even know how that fight would go. He's
It'd be probably one of those things where Superman just flicks. He doesn't even need, or he maybe just pokes.
I'm saying I don't use
And then
You stay there.
Guppy explodes.
Talk about
I killed him.
rootsoftheswampthing.com, your definitive source for all things Swamp Thing. Holland Files number 2 should be coming out pretty soon. If you got your pre-order in, you should be expecting to see it pretty soon. So visit the world of Swamp Thing at rootsoftheswampthing.com, on Twitter at DCWorldSwampy, or on Facebook at facebook.com/rootsoftheswampthing. The comics that came out yesterday, that's January 17th, 2018, 1/17/18. 1/17/18. That doesn't sound cool.
What do you mean yesterday? Don't you mean 4 days ago?
Oh, yeah. Well, broke the fourth wall. Start first with
don't worry, Marvin. I won't make fun of you for it.
Mighty Thor, Jason Aaron and Richard Utterman and Matt Wilson in colors. This is Mighty Thor 703, The Death of Mighty Thor. What part? Doesn't even say in the cover.
This is part 2 or part 3?
It doesn't even say on the front page.
What?
The Fall of Asgard.
The Fall of Asgard.
Wait, we'll go on the back.
It's in there.
I'll find it.
You find it. We get a story about last issue, Jane Foster collapsed. She's in the hospital. And she's like, hey, they're like, hey, you're dying. And Doctor Strange is like, hey, dude, turn Thor one more time. Dead. She says.
You don't need a part number. It's part of the story.
Then Mjolnir shows up. Mjolnir. And he's like,
Mew?
Mew Mew shows up.
Shows up. Is like, hey, buddy, Magnog's destroying Asgard. You got to come up. And she's like, hey, I got to do it. And they're like, you're going to die. And she makes a decision. What does she decide?
You guys are all deputized to go kick some ass.
You go up there. Don't make me regret it. Thor no more. And then the hammer flies away. She's back in the hospital bed. Now, here's the question, though.
I think that was... Whoa, you got to slow the roll a little bit.
That's all that happened in this fucking issue.
That scene was
important.
really awesome, though.
No shit. Am I going to read panel to panel? I just know.
Magog's kicking the shit out
That's
of
the
him.
biggest part of that issue, and you're just like glossing over it.
Well, now we're going to talk about it. I'm just saying that I think it's interesting that we have this story. It's called The Death of Mighty Thor, so like it's not like it's hiding that. Well, obviously, that's going to happen. Now we know how she's going to die, possibly. Obviously, it could still be a red herring, and then maybe we won't see it actually happen. But I do think it's interesting that she's like, you guys go fight for me. Don't make me regret it. Possibly, very likely, they don't stop him. And she's going to take up that hammer one more time and go up there. And that's how we see her sacrifice her life to save Asgard. But, I mean, I want to know where along the line, I understand she wants to be good and all, but where along the line is she all of a sudden like willing to die for Asgard? Like, they obviously don't like her. They kicked her out. I mean, she likes Thor and she likes everybody else there, but it seems weird to me a little bit that she just has the hammer and automatically she's like, oh yeah, I fight for Asgard.
Well,
like, where was that turn?
But
she's the protector of the realms.
thing.
Yeah.
She's been given this power. She's been given this responsibility. The hammer has chosen her. By the way, if you fall out of that chair, I will laugh and probably pee my pants.
No, I mean, I understand that now, yeah, she's the chosen one.
I'm just picturing it.
Right. She's like, has the hammer and she's told to protect Asgard. But like, is she really that selfless that she's like, I mean, I guess that's why she has the hammer.
I say it's
I'm just talking it out, baby. I got to figure this out. Why is she willing? I don't want her to die.
It's weird you called me baby.
Well, I think, yeah, she it's like a drug to her to be Thor. So I think with her responsibilities as Thor, I mean, I'm sure Mew Mew also is like...
You think it's part of it, though? Like, that is the selfish part of it, is that she likes being Thor?
Absolutely.
Would you not enjoy kicking the shit out of trolls and demons with this giant hammer?
If it means I might die, maybe not.
But that's what Strange explains. If she never would have picked up the hammer in the first place, she went from stage 1 to stage 4 because she was Thor.
Yep.
Yeah. Would you rather become a god, but it kills you every time?
That's like Gotham. No, that's so stupid.
That's what's happening to her, though. It's destroying her.
I know, because she's obsessed with it now.
I think part of it is that now she's got this immense power and it's just corrupting her because she now feels like she has to go do this, and even I think the hammer guilts her into doing things. Oh my god, this hammer is pure pressure.
Let us know.
I'm starting to not like Mjolnir anymore.
Someone's got to break that hammer.
I gotta
Bring Hella.
Yeah,
that's an interesting question. I actually want to open up to 605-215-1849. Send us a voicemail. Would you be a god knowing that it kills you every time, and that eventually one day you'll become a god and you can't turn back because you'll die. I mean, if you just stay the god the whole time, you're good, right? But she's not willing to stay Thor the whole time. She has to turn back to Jane.
But now you know that Doc Strange could fix her. And she tells him
That's
in the
what
book,
I'm told.
don't
like,
do it.
She doesn't feel like she deserves it. She wants to fight it the natural way. But she won't fight it because she's turning to Thor. That's the only thing that's confusing to me. She won't have him fix it with magic. She won't have Thor fix it with Asgard magic. And she's like, I'm going to go to chemo. But yet, hey, I'll use this magic to become Thor, and all the chemo goes away.
Yeah.
So she's not fighting it naturally. So she's like, hey, I gotta fight it. I gotta fight it my own way. But she's not fighting it in her own way.
But it sounds like she may not want to fight.
Treatment.
She stopped
She's not
everything.
even. She's more focused about being Thor than she is taking care of her own life.
So her saying, "Don't heal me," I think in a way is for her saying, "No, I think I deserve to die because of what I've done." Like, I don't know. It's something about it that's finding strange, being like of her character. Like, there's nothing in her being like she's not scared at all. That's what it is. Is that she's so fearless, but I don't see why.
Well, I mean, on a daily basis, and I'm just answering for the fear antic of it, is that she on a daily basis goes and fights Phoenix Force or wants to go fight Mangog or she wants to fight Malekith. She's not afraid.
But that's because she's a god at that point. She's not Jane.
Yeah,
Jane
but
died of cancer.
So now she's finding that the quote unquote god inside her is, I'm not afraid to die, and I'm willing to embrace it. And maybe part of me, she doesn't want to live anymore. She's lived this life. She's seen what's on Earth. There's a whole shit ton of crap.
But you would think if she really did care about being Thor and protecting the realm, she would be like, hey, heal me so that I'm not dying. I'll change to Thor, and I'll be able to help you guys forever.
Yeah, that is true. It's kind of losing the whole reasoning why she doesn't.
I don't think it's bad. I
like
looked at this issue a lot.
I did too.
I just find the logic a little weird in her character choices, being like, don't heal me, and her being like, I'll die to become Thor again, when she could just be like, hey, fucking heal me. I'll become Thor and we'll go save Asgard.
Yeah.
That's what she's more concerned about. Why is she so concerned about not getting healed? That's why she had a point where she's not even doing natural medicine anymore.
My hope is that if she's going to turn to Thor one more time, I hope it's not when she goes, I'm going to power down. She's like, okay, guys, I do want you to save me. I want it to either be stay true on what you wanted to do. If you want to die, then let yourself go. I get that.
I feel like the next arc's going to be her trying to stay Thor permanently and never transition back.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen. What do you guys think about Mangog gouging out Heimdall's eyes?
I thought he smashed his head first.
See, I not to sound morbid, I was a little let down. I actually thought he was going to.
I thought he did.
Heimdall.
Yeah, I thought he killed him, and then he's like, "Oh, my eyes!" Like, "Oh, okay, just smash his eyes." Because he's talking about he wants to.
He's an all-seeing. I can't see anything.
Yeah, but he wants to destroy that whole realm.
But the big splorch sound is not
That's
just
true.
that my eyes popped. It was my skull just became that sword.
And when the blood was everywhere.
It felt like the art for that moment was meant for shock, and then later on, he actually couldn't do anything to Heimdall. Heimdall.
Yeah, whatever.
It was like he can do it. Like Marvel's like, "Oh, can't kill him," and so he's like, "Oh, his eyes going out." Then.
See, I get that. I understand the reason you can't kill a character that's currently in the movies and is a big to do. But if you're gonna have this big of a fight and you're gonna have a splorching sound of eyes popping, you need to let it actually happen.
Hey,
don't hold it back.
What was Odin going to tell to somebody? Right?
I think he was going to say that. I assume
I want to tell my son something.
he was going to tell Thor that he is worthy.
Oh, here it is.
Because that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Thor was going to come instead of having Jarnborn the axe, he's going to have Mjolnir the hammer.
Right.
And go, let's go fuck some shit up.
I'll read this real quick. Even gods don't live forever. Even all fathers die. If today be that day, then so be it. Before all the stars and all the heavens, I swear that I die without apology, without regrets. Except for one, I wish long last I could have told my son, my heir, what I truly, and then that's it. He doesn't get to say. He doesn't get to finish. What's he going to tell him? That he is worthy? Is that what you said?
I think that he's going to tell Thor or Odin's son, I see you as worthy. I now give you the strength to be worthy. And Thor's going to accept it, and Mjolnir's going to come into his hand, and they're going to play the what's the name of that song? They play at the beginning of Ragnarok, or at least in the trailer.
Song?
Yeah, Immigrant.
What do you guys think? I really love Dotterman's art on this.
Yeah,
What do you think
it's great.
about? I'm loving his use of like foreground and background with like blurring out things in the foreground so you can see things better in the background. He does it like the whole issue, and I think that's a really cool technique. Kind of showing perspective and things like that. I think that's pretty. I don't think most artists do that.
He's been doing that for a hot second here in these issues, and you know what? I'm kind of on both sides. I do think it's like cool, but I do know it looks a little, because I know it's a computer animated effect. It does look a little artificial to me, but
that is true. I mean, you can't really draw.
But you like the idea of it.
Yeah.
The colors are great. Matt Wilson, killing it.
Oh yeah,
It's Matt Wilson, right?
I believe so.
I assume so. Matthew Wilson. Yep.
One thing I hated about this book, the reason I can't give it a 10 out of 10, is the Doctor Strange in the dumpster scene. Took me out of the book. Where Doctor Strange is giving a speech. He's like, "Oh yeah, Jane, you bring that light." Like, what the fuck does he say?
It sounds
I
like
thought it
he's
was the
having sex with
dumbest
Jane.
thing. It's like,
But it's in
oh,
her
that
dream,
thunder.
isn't it?
I know that thunder. And every time I hear it, I know you're up there killing yourself a little more, aren't you, Dr. Foster? I know life can get crazy sometimes. Believe me, I know. I'm telling you, you stupid hexapus. You got the wrong guy. I'm Doctor Strange, whatever. Go attack the new sorcerers. See, it's like, I think that's just an ad. This whole bit took me out of the book.
To get you
And
into
it's an
these two other
ad for
books.
Doctor Strange.
Well, and Falcon.
Also, I love Jason Aaron. I never liked this Doctor Strange, and that was just a reminder of why.
Yeah.
I did feel the same way. I was like, God, get past that.
that made me so mad.
But this is when she's dreaming, I thought.
Nope. No, this
'Cause
is
then she-
him. No, she's.
This is
she
a few days
leaves the
before.
car. Yeah.
It says here a few days ago.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. And so randomly, Doctor Strange is just speaking through the fourth wall to us or to Jane, but she obviously can't hear.
I think that this whole page is like that because Falcon's even like, "Hey, I'm not Captain America anymore. I'm Falcon. I don't know if you heard." It's just like so much exposition through their mouths. Like nobody talks like that. Like, why does he need to tell her that anyways?
Yeah.
And like that thing too, like
look at all these notes in here.
"Hey, I'm not Sorcerer Supreme anymore." He's not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
who's
like
he telling that
it's
to?
the most awkward thing I've ever read.
Oh, I mean, he's talking to the octopus, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Octopus is like dying.
When Falcon's talking to her, going, "Hey, girl, did you just like me for the red, white, and blue?" It's like, dude, she's dying. You're the last thing on her mind.
well, he didn't know at that point. So
Yeah.
give him a little.
Oh,
slack.
I guess.
This
thought
would have
he
been a
was
10
just
out of 10, but it went down to an 8 out of 10 for me because of this
It's a 9 for me.
page.
Anytime Dodderman and Wilson are on the book, it's great. I think that's what I found in this book. Anytime it's somebody else, like a fill-in artist, I don't enjoy it that much.
But it's one of those things where Donovan actually makes the book great.
I think
it's that the art sells it for
And
me.
I think it's that him and Jason have some sort of language together to tell the story, and to be able to tell the story how Jason wants it. And I think everybody else falls a little flat, like the way Jason wants to tell the story. So, looking forward to it. I've been liking it so far. If you want to get to Thor, a little late. I mean, this whole thing's been running for a while, but wait till the end of this arc, and I'm sure they'll kind of do like a soft reboot. Then you can jump on. But it's been great so far. So if at any point you jumped off, I would say go back on and read the end of this thing. So, Alex, what did you give it?
I'm torn. I don't know. Like there were things I liked, but I think I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay.
Wasn't
I would see that. Yeah.
wasn't as good as I was expecting. I didn't actually, when I read it, I was already taking on the book, the Falcon and Doc Strange. I was like, oh, whatever. I just zoomed right through it and got to the next part where it got more interesting. So I ignored that. That didn't matter. But now I read it, I was like, it's good, but it's just, I'm kind of on that point where we're on a newer arc, but we're still doing the same crap we've been doing for about 2.5 years. That I'm waiting for this War of the Realms to wrap up.
Yeah, for Malekith being the big I can't even say it. Big fucking force behind all of this. Like, where is he? Is he going to be the next arc? He sent Mangog. Now what's next?
Yeah,
I know. It's just kind of like that freaking Minotaur. Like, we've been there. We're good. Move on. I think we just need more new.
I do feel also that there's that question in Mighty Thor book. I thought about this because when I read Doctor Strange, in Mighty Thor, you're like, is Loki good? Is he bad? And then Doctor Strange, he's more good. You know what I mean? Like
I think depends on how you see it. Because the way Loki's always been is a selfish character. I think he's doing a Doctor Doom where he thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's doing it the wrong way.
Interesting take. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
What else we got?
I guess, no offense, not to ruin the way we do it. Are we still doing it the normal way where I go second?
Yeah.
Because he's on the right.
Haven't we been doing this the last?
I don't.
2 to 3
You know, in
years?
all honesty, I can't remember how we've done it the last like 6 weeks.
Hold up a second. I know it's a little slippery out. We got some snow melting. Did you flip? You still outside? You got a
Well,
concussion?
I did fall down the stairs at work.
You got a concussion?
Brick wall went.
Dude, maybe you
face.
snapped your neck and this is all a dream.
Holy shit. So what else did we get this week? We got, was it Nightwing 37, written by Sam Humphries, flashback art by Klaus Janson, and Jamal Campbell did the present art. We got Alex Sinclair's flashback colors. And that art by Jorge Jimenez. Holy shit.
He just did the cover.
That's what I said. He did the cover.
Yeah, that
You
looks
were
awesome.
too busy fucking on your phone.
No, I was going to my notes.
Yeah, bullshit.
You're bullshit. You're Guppy's bullshit. Oh yeah, yeah.
Let me
You take that.
let me first
Look at all these notes that I took on this bad boy. It was a good book.
Huh.
you go first then. You got notes.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start with what I started. The first thing was the introduction of Babe Ruthless. I thought was really cool. So basically, in this book, it's a flashback story about Dick when he was Grayson, when he was
I was
Robin,
gonna say that.
with Batman. One of his first adventures.
He's only been in the suit for what, a month?
A month or so.
You know what's funny? I just got that pun. Babe Ruthless. I just got it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
Were you eating
depressing.
paint chips before this? So I was cool. I like the idea that Dick is reminiscing with Babe Ruthless, and I thought that Dick and her had a lot of chemistry. So it was cool. I think it fit really smoothly with how the story's being told about his first experience with the judge as a villain. As you'll see throughout the issue, my favorite parts were the flashbacks. I mean, that's the majority of the book is the flashbacks. And the art by Klaus Janson, holy crap. Very nostalgic, very, you can tell that he needs someone else to define his work a bit, but very Frank Miller-esque. Just needs a little bit more line work involved, like Dark Knight Returns. But still kind of cool. I thought that it fits that gritty, crimey, old, when they're just starting out.
Certainly a word. Crimey.
Crimey.
Whatever. Crime-like. Yeah, you guys have any?
I did not care for the flashback art.
I didn't either.
Really?
It really honestly took me out of the book. And when you see the first couple pages look really great.
That's Jamal Campbell, yeah.
And then when I get into the flashback, I was like, oh, this wasn't, I was expecting a little bit more and I
feel
got
like
a
I've
little more.
seen
meh.
Klaus Jensen's art before and I enjoyed it. So that's when I saw that I was like, And I think it's what you said. It's not really defined, and it's really, really old school.
It's just kind of, I don't know, it just seemed complacent. There wasn't a whole lot of shock value for me. It was, some of the stuff looked okay, but I wasn't having it.
And
Well,
I'm
it's
doing,
kind of like that Silver Age style. I mean,
and
not-
to be 100% honest, I think it's the weakest issue of Sam Humphries' run. I really didn't enjoy it that much.
really, it tied all the pieces together, the first two parts.
We can tie it as much as it wants, and I find it enjoyable.
I thought the writing was good. I did
Yeah.
enjoy the writing, but
Story
this was one of those things that
During
the
the
art.
flashback, I didn't like that part. The beginning and the end, I liked a lot,
Yeah.
but that's it.
I'll give 36. I loved 36, but 37, I would agree. Actually, probably the weakest.
36, I really like too. That's the thing is
36 was good.
35 and 36 were so good, I think. And then this kind of feels like, I know it's telling me backstory about the
Took a
judge.
step back.
And to
so
place
surprised.
it here, I feel like if you did the first one and he sees the judge and he has that moment of realization that's like, oh, I fought him before and I missed it. Then you put this flashback as a second part and then we move forward. It just seems weird that we have two issues of the story ongoing and it seems more like we're taking a step back rather than reveal that he's fought him before, tell us, and then move forward. This just feels like it's like we're ready. I'm ready to see what's the next thing that's going to
Yeah,
happen.
well-
and so
Yeah, the timing could be off.
Next issue, you'll get the conclusion.
I enjoyed it. I think it's the weakest one, and I really that flashback part was not enjoyable, but it's not horrible. It's still for me. It's still oh yeah, I like what's going on in the present story. So
I don't know, the flashback scenes, the story-wise, I guess if you didn't like the art, that's whatever, but how it's kind of showing that vulnerability of Robin, how he's trying to figure out if he can even do this. So I'm surprised you guys didn't like it, but I mean, maybe it's the art.
I think that's
don't
it though
know.
for me. Like I'm past that.
I know, but it's showing like you've always seen his first outing, his origin, then you've seen him years later, but you've never really seen one of his first adventures. And like I thought that part at the end with Batman, like he screws up the job and the judge gets away. And like Robin's like sitting on that tree stump of that's, you know, been the focal point of these first 3 issues. And he's like, okay, you're going to fire me, right? Like you're done with me. I screwed up. This is over. And Batman's like, easy, Robin. Next time you'll do better. Like I thought that was pretty cool. Like saying like, hey, yes, Batman is obviously this crazy mentor that's going to push you to your limits, but he does realize, at least in this point in his career, that he knows that you're going to make mistakes and you'll learn from them.
Yeah.
Well, he's only been in for a month. He's sure that this kid's probably pretty likely to want to kill himself still. Like, oh, my family's all dead. Now I'm sad. I don't want to be too much of a jackass.
Father Batman.
Yeah.
Father Bruce.
And I liked how Alfred was interwoven in this book, too, like with... Or maybe that was 36.
His last issue when he got shot.
And I read these 2 back to back.
I know, I did too. But that's the thing is that 36 it was so strong. And I really enjoyed it. That reading 37 was like getting my foot caught in a bear trap.
Yeah.
Really slowed down my walking.
I read them both back to back too, so I think that was part of it. So that's my mistake.
The present story, like you guys like the Jamal Campbell art, it was so good. Mm-hmm. And I know, you know, the scenes with Guppy being bullied. Yep. Or like, was that 36?
That was
also?
36. Yeah.
Damn it. But I mean, the part where he walks into his dad's house, King Sturgeon, and is like, Dad, I didn't get you the medicine. And he pulls out this. No, this is the cliffhanger of this issue.
No, it wasn't.
No, this is the one where he's going to stab him.
Yeah, this one.
Right. He walks in with the fish, goes up to his bedside.
No, that's not this issue.
No, because that's the last turn of the events in this book.
The only thing he does in this issue, he's sitting next to his dad's bed crying, and then he pulls out a knife. He's going to stab him.
Oh, I thought that's the one he came with. God damn it.
No, see, all we've been doing is talking about 36 and loving 36.
36 was strong, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of good moments in 36, like that Guppy part and Alfred.
I guess I think the thing for me is that this flashback back matter was something that I felt could have been accomplished in 2 pages. Not even a flashback.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
Nightwing talking
That's a better way to put it.
Babe
Ruthless.
Thank you. I think I'd rather have seen it been just natural conversation amongst them going, hey, remember the first time we met, Judge? Well, he's back, and he's being a fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a better way to tell it. I just feel like having a whole issue dedicated to it, especially at this time. And we were excited for it, but like it still felt like I didn't learn anything that new in that flashback to be like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. But like I already knew he faced Judge before and he got away. And that's what happened. So the only thing that came out of it is now I know his relationship with Babe. But like you said, that could have been done during dialogue. Like I said, it wasn't bad. 7.
I'm going to give it a 7 solely on the fact that cover is amazing.
Yeah. I initially gave it a 10 out of 10, but after talking about it, I'm going to give it down to an 8 out of 10.
Wow, that's a pretty good drop from a 10.
Yeah, because you're right, because the things I'm bringing up is from 36.
Well, I just said, all the good stuff, 36 built into this issue. And maybe that's the thing that bugs me is that 36 really was a 10 out of 10 for me.
36 was a 10 for me.
And this was it was a drop in quality. So, but we'll see what 38 has
Jorge
for us.
Jimenez, if you get this cover, take off all the words and stuff like that, you get this blown up. That's a
you put that in your
living room.
downloaded that on my phone. And
that Nightwing is just right here.
That's
Nightwing is great.
Like I think that's the best design Nightwing I've seen. Even the Robin. Look at the Robin design. Yeah. Jorge should be doing a book like I know he's doing Super Sons, but
if he's doing an image book,
move on to something else,
dude. Do your own book because I would buy that book instantly.
Oh, he was doing He's doing Superman still every once in a while.
Yeah, he just helped in that.
Fills in from time to time.
That part, the 5-parter for John.
Yeah, right.
So
what do we got?
Next we got Days of Hate, Chapter 1 of 12, written by Al Scott, drawn by Daniel. Good luck me saying that. Colored by Jordy Blair. Chapter 1's called America First.
America First, which is the slogan rally cry for neo-Nazis. So
I did not know that.
Yep.
Interesting.
So that's what we get in the story.
Yeah,
right.
Is 2 people trying to infiltrate the alt-right neo-Nazis. She calls them Nazis, and then she's like, I prefer the term alt-right. This is what we were talking about before the show, before we started recording. This is a rare case of an issue where I'm like, if somebody's like, hey, what was the issue about? I could probably tell. It feels like a fever dream. I'm like, I know she went into there, infiltrated. She left the bomb. It blew up. I know that her and this guy were having like a talk about something, but it doesn't feel like a cohesive story for me. It just feels like scenes. But here's the reason why I think I still enjoyed it, because I know it's Al Scott, so I know it's not going to be straightforward. This is more like his work with like Zero and stuff like that. And the art, I think, I really did dig that style for this type of book. It's very like undefined, but like dirty, but it feels like it's necessary in a way. It feels like she's like going underground into this kind of world where it's like dark and gritty and not the best place to be. And that's what it looks like. Like I felt like when she goes, hey, up, she's like, wish me luck. And she goes over into there. I think the style changes a little bit. And I think it's on purpose to be like, I don't know, like the way everything is like hard. It's even like kind of like hard to see in certain parts, but I think it's like, I think it's
kind of
purpose.
Apocalyptic.
Yeah. I really like the look of that book.
It was different than I was expecting.
Same.
When you guys talked about politics, I was expecting a little bit more. I knew you had said it was in the future, but I was expecting not necessarily modern, but not that shit had hit the fan. Yeah. So it was good. Like you said, I'm not 100% sure what the hell had happened.
Well, they were explaining the backstory of how Amanda got where she is based on her ex-girlfriend or ex-wife who was going to have her child. And, I mean, it kind of showed, she's pissed off because Amanda was getting so angry about politics that she hurt.
She pushed her.
Yeah, she pushed her, and they lost the baby because she was so upset about the politics that were going on in the it's supposed to be like 2017 election.
Yeah. Or 2016.
So, yeah, whenever, 2016. And then with that, it's kind of going, like we're seeing Amanda where she is now. But obviously that's a flashback story. And you can tell that, we'll call her Zhang, because I can't pronounce her first name, her ex-wife is so pissed about how Amanda did this to her about losing the baby that she's like, now I want her to hurt.
Yep.
And then we see Amanda, and I don't even know who the dude is, what his name is. I don't even know if they even name drop him.
I don't remember what his name was, but he's her partner. Is she part of the police force?
I don't even know if they're the police.
Okay.
I think
there's some other
like a certain
affiliation.
Cell or something, yeah. Because Amanda infiltrates the neo-Nazis, whatever, and kills. I didn't even know if it was a leader. I know it's the guy she was like. I'm assuming it was.
It was the guy that she was hooking up with to get inside,
right?
Because he mentions her wife, yeah, her wife, and so she obviously is on that side, and she's getting back at her by destroying that side. So it's weird because it's a personal book, but also it's kind of a political book. Like it's the alt-right versus the rest of America. But also it's like like you said, her versus her ex-wife because she wants revenge. I thought this page, see, like what I'm talking about, like this page looks
that
great.
looks good.
When the bomb goes off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Coloring on this page, Jordy, obviously A+, we knew. But, I saw this page and I was like, I started this for a second, I was like, obviously there's not well-defined lines and most of it's just like spots of color. But if that's the style this book's going to be in, that's fine. I'm okay with it. But
I like the fact that wasn't defined. It looked like a almost like a foggy, how everything just kind of bleeds together.
Yeah,
when you look outside in the fog. It's like, that looks really good.
So they did mention that it looks like they're going to Kansas next. So they're trying to eliminate different factions, is what it appears to be, to basically get America back to how it was or whatever, at least so there's not factions that are doing terrorism.
Yep.
So we thought Days of Hate, obviously it's a dual kind of title. It's Days of Hate because of the alt-right hates, everybody else basically. So it's now we're in the days of hate, but also she's in the days of hate because she hates her ex-wife so much.
It's like a parallel metaphor basically.
And maybe we'll bring it back together. We don't know. Somebody's holding hands on the cover.
With barbed wire.
Hey, love hurts, baby. So I did enjoy it, and I'm going to keep getting it. By the way, that cover looks great.
Yes.
I enjoyed it, like I was telling you guys. I don't know why, but I did. It's kind of one of those things where I read and I was like, it feels like an experience more than a story.
Hey, did Alan Scott used to be a designer? Because it's kind of like when I would look at Jonathan Hickman covers for books. just the way this cover is set looks amazing.
I can't remember if he was doing something with
I don't know,
Because there's this giant space right here on the Days of Hate. So Days Hate or...
Yeah, so that way you know that they're separate. Two different Americas, baby.
Yeah.
That's a good question because, like you said, and we know Hickman, he's a designer by trade. And I'll look it up. Well, oh, wait, I'm next. Never mind.
I don't...
Here's the question everybody's going to be asking. Are you going to get the next one, Alex?
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
There was enough intrigue and questions that I have that I want to see answered.
I think this is a possibility of a book that I would maybe drop depending on what 3 or 4 issues look like. If it's not getting anywhere, there's nothing that's pulling me in, then yeah, I would maybe drop it. But Alice Cotton, all reality, has written some pretty decent books, excluding Wolf. I know that started
the first
off really
arc
well.
was really good, but then it ended like shit.
But GG or Generation Gone, fabulous. That book
Amazing.
is awesome.
Holy cow!
Surface, which I'd gotten a couple years ago, just dropped off the planet at issue 4. But you were at least getting it, Marvin, and it was pretty good. That was kind of a future politic.
What book? Surface. Zero's good too.
I've never read Zero.
That's good. They're like one shots, and there's different artists each issue. So,
and I love those 2 issues of New 52 that were written by Alice Scott for Suicide Squad.
And he wrote Secret Avengers for a while, and that was good. Garrett made me read it, right?
Yeah, made you read it.
Well, he said it was good.
Suggested it.
Forced him to read it.
But I do think that it's interesting enough if you have any interest in the current political climate. It's a nice commentary on where we're going with that. That's when I'm looking for a politic book, that's kind of what I was looking for. So it's good. I'll keep it on it.
I'm surprised you never got that. I guess we weren't a fan of Sam Humphrey's Citizen Jack.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll go back and get it. I thought that was a story about werewolves.
No, it's Moonshine. It might be aliens.
There's some twist. Yeah, there's some twist. That's what I'm doing. I need pure politics, baby. Kill or Be Killed. This is Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, Betty Brewreister, number 15. This is the first one back from our break. A couple months, right? 1 month, 2 months?
Month and a half.
Month and a half? A little bit. Third trade came out also, so if you want to catch up, now's the time. 3 trades in an issue. I believe that's a movie with Tom Selleck. So dumb. In this issue, we catch up with Dylan, and he's most of the issue trying to figure out if he's crazy or if this demon is real.
Demon's everywhere.
He's everywhere. No matter what medication he takes. Oh, no, hold on. First off, we cut to he's in a mental hospital, and he's looking out the window, and he goes, "Hey, let me go back, and I'll tell you how I got here." He's seeing this demon everywhere. He's like, no matter how much medication I take, I've doubled my medication, which probably is not smart. I see him everywhere. And boils to a point when he has to tell Kira, being like, I'm going to tell her. But roommate, listening on the door.
The demon tells him.
I love that part.
So does that indicate that Dylan subconsciously heard the roommate and was like, oh, he's at the door? Or is the demon real and can see past the door?
No, I think Dylan is so freaked out like that, subconsciously. He just maybe heard him put his ear up against the door. He's like, probably my roommate's listening to this because I'm yelling and whatever. I mean, he was freaking out. So
you think it's kind of like Fight Club, and it's like sometimes he sees a demon doing stuff, but that's him,
right?
Well, when they're Mason is listening at the door. Dylan punches at the door, pushes the door open, swings at Mason, does connect, beats the shit out of him a little bit, but then Dylan ends up fighting the demon, and the demon actually turns out to be Mason, who he's trying to choke out.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of maybe like what you had said. It's Fight Club. He thinks he's fighting. I'm going to give you the credit because you're the one I'm looking at.
But it is, and also in terms to him, so he doesn't even know.
He doesn't know what's real.
He wants to kill that demon, and then it becomes his roommate. But But then again, you got to think about it. Maybe the demon just put himself over the roommate because he wants him to kill somebody. Yep. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me," and then he's gonna kill his roommate.
So it's kind of fun mystery.
Kira had to even go to the extremes of knocking him out with the lamp.
Is that really the extreme we got to go to, though? A lamp?
I mean, you gotta knock him out, and if you're
that's glass, you might get some cuts.
Well,
I think she needed to stop him.
Either that or
if you
another
need to stop
guy's
somebody,
murder.
there's a lamp. Do you take the lamp over the head?
No.
No.
Papa just punches right in the back of the skull.
At least
what
it
I
was
do?
over the back of the head.
I do roundhouse kicks. You see the way I kick my
Of
legs?
course, I know.
I got the
Like a
skills.
rocket right there.
But I think it. At the beginning of the series, we were like, "Hey, if that demon's real, I'm not going to be into this thing." And then we were like, "Oh, it's in his head. That's cool." And now it's like, "Oh, is he real or is he not?" I like that they're now being like, he's so out of it and doesn't know what's real and what's not. That, and we're seeing this from his perspective, from his narration, and we don't know either. And that's a really interesting part of the story, especially how things play out. Like all these parts of the story. Like, is he killing the demon, or is he killing his roommate, or is that the demon actually hearing his roommate? You know what I mean? Like all these aspects. Now you have to double think and be like, you're basically being him, being like, is this real or is this not real? And then you're not physically, but you're like thinking about situations the same way he is. And I think that's a great part of Ed Brubaker's writing, is that you're not being like passive about it. Like, at least when I read it, I'm like, is this a demon or is this him? And that's literally how Dylan's feeling in that moment. And I think that's great because you're like going through the whole issue and you kind of feel like a little agitated when you're reading it, being like, fuck, is this guy real? Like, is it real?
Yeah.
And like during that fight scene too, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
There's like so much evidence that points to him being real, but obviously, that's how much you get sucked into the story.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you don't get, when I've, like me in scary movies, I jump so easily because I get sucked in right away. It's like that demon. And, we got the cliffhanger of last issue for 14 was that the demon took over Kira's face. And so I like that Marvin pointed out that, or was it you, that the demon took over Ethan, went over Ethan. And so
Ethan.
Mason.
Whatever.
Like, who the fuck is Ethan?
I don't know. Mason.
Tom Cruise.
But I feel like, the demon's harassing him so much that you're right. He's going to snap. Like he did snap on Mason, but that he's going to snap so much that maybe he's going to kill Kira. He's going to fuck up his whole life because he can't deal with the pressure that this demon is bringing down on him.
I love it. You're looking at a couple pages that I love the conversation where
I was going to say, one of the best scenes in this book, they're in the circle and he finally decides, hey, I'm going to tell them what's going on. Tells them full out, I see a demon. He tells me I have to kill people. I've been killing people. I'm the vigilante that's been killing people with the red mask. And this bottom right panel of Dylan, I was just like, I'm scared of this guy now.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
His doctor was like, nah, it can't be you.
he looks old in this issue.
Yeah, it's taking a lot out of him.
Yeah.
And then, next page, turn it. His doctor starts laughing. He goes, I'm sorry for laughing, but that was unprofessional. He goes, he goes, but if you don't want to participate, you don't have to. He's like, what are you talking about? He says, obviously, it's a made-up story. He goes, why? He goes, well, why you been in here for the last couple of weeks? The vigilante killed 3 more people last night. It's been all over the news. And Dylan's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I am so enticed.
Cool
I am so enticed by this book.
I love that. And I feel like the demon is going to be like, you're going to let someone else take up your mantle and do this? And so I think
He's out for blood now.
Yeah, it's like Dylan's going to go find this imposter.
I find it interesting because it could go a number of ways. Copycat killer. It could be the Russians trying to draw him out, being like, who's taking over as me? Or, once again, did this even happen? Like, is this all in Dylan's head? Is the demon fucking with it? You don't know. Like, that's what it's everything. Every situation in this book is so, you feel the frustration of Dylan being like, what's fucking, I don't know what's real. And also, situations like that pop up, and you're like, you never feel safe for him. Because now it's like, oh, what's he going to, like you said, what's he going to do? Is he going to go after that guy? And, obviously we've seen him in situations where he can fight off, the Russian stuff like that, but I don't know if is he mentally able right now to go fight a copycat killer? I don't know.
Probably not, and that's what's going to be so exciting about that next issue is
I love this series so much.
There's going to be more casualties than just that imposter, that's for sure.
I love this book so much.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good. But it inspired me based off this book and the back matter to buy Fade Out today. I bought all 12
You're
issues.
the back matter where he's like, it's not going to be directly, but there'll be a character that's in this.
Right.
Yeah,
but I mean, just after reading this book itself, the content within the cover, cover to cover, I was like, I need more Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips and Elizabeth.
But it's just like
Criminal.
Criminal, you could read one of them and be like, oh, they're all individual, but there's some characters that cross over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all the same world. That's that's the series I need to finish, is getting all the criminal stuff.
Yeah, I'm missing one, but otherwise got them all. Did you read that one shot that came out? Yeah, that was good.
The one that you got the oversized.
Wolf Boy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was good. This team, like I said, anything they do, even this, I don't know how long this book goes. They haven't mentioned yet. He would have told us in the back pages if he had He has an end in place, I think he said at one point, but he doesn't know how long it's going to be. But this is amazing. I don't want it ever to end, but obviously it has to. So like, I don't want it to be dragged out. But I hope this team does fucking comics as long as they can. Like anything they do is always great. So.
I feel like with this momentum, they're going to be working together for life. Like that's with all the material they've produced.
This is a Mark Waid, Chris Samney team where anything they write, it could literally be shit. And I would get this book.
You know what made me excited for that movie was him talking about it at the end, being like they liked it and they let him pick the screenwriter, and they let him pick.
Because we had our doubts about doing it as a movie.
And he's like really involved in it, so yeah, do it. He said he wouldn't have said okay if he didn't feel like it was right. He said he felt like they had the voice for it and it felt like it was right. So now they're writing the screenplay. So we'll see if Ed Brubaker's involved. We had a question of whether or not it would tell the whole story. If Ed's involved, obviously he knows what the whole story is, so he'll be able to tell them, and then maybe they'll condense it.
So probably we'll get the conclusion before that movie ever comes out. I would think.
I would hope, but
otherwise there's going to be sequels to that movie.
I think if depending on how long the book runs, you'd almost have to have a sequel. Otherwise, you've just ruined. No one's going to buy your comic book. We already know what's going to happen, unless he decides to change it from the TV.
But there's different ways to show time moving on and things like that. I mean, I've seen movies. I mean, you can think of like Shutter Island or other movies where you're getting crazy as the movie gets on, but the whole time they are crazy. They can make time pass easy in a moment. Like you can go through 16 years, showing what's been happening. So, I mean, I feel like you can fit it into our movie if it's done right. And that's why it's good they picked a good screenwriter, because otherwise, it'll need a sequel.
We didn't mention it, but I think it goes without saying, because I mentioned how the team's awesome. Art in this issue is amazing. So it always is. I mean, just assume, just like Saga, 10 out of 10 on the art.
Yeah.
So this issue was a 10 for me. This was my pick this week. This was so fucking good. I love this book so
I
much.
gave it a 9.
I give it a 10, but actually there's one other book that we read that I actually really enjoyed. So
Kill or Be Killed, like I said, 3 trades are out in one issue. That's all you need to catch up. 3 trades in one issue. The first one's probably like, what, $10? And then 15? Yeah. So literally
And the third one just went on Hoopla.
You can read on Hoopla if you want to. If you want to own them, you literally for like $44, you can be caught up on Kill or Be Killed. And
by the way, this is the best cover of Kill or Be Killed.
They're all great covers, yeah.
They're all great, but this one has it's not all black in the background.
Yeah,
and that's what I really.
I'm just saying that Sean Phillips kills it every time.
Oh yeah,
that dude knows what he's doing. Shawnee boy, Alex, what else we got?
We got. You know the sad thing? I never actually know the numbers until I have to look at it. So we got Doctor Strange number 384, written by Donny Cates, art by Gabriel Hernandez Walta.
Donny boy.
I loved this issue a lot.
It was fun. It was a good issue.
I think part is that Walta's art is just looks so good, and every time I look at it, I realize it's going to remind me of Vision, but it still has that little bit of. I feel the Doc Strange, I feel the magic, but I feel that Vision. I feel that almost like real tie to something.
I did like this issue a lot too. Hey, buddy, the return of the Sentry.
Yep.
Last couple issues we haven't talked about Doctor Strange in a while, so Sentry's back, and he was like, "Hey, buddy, but I got the Void. He might come back." He's like, "No, I took care of that." He's like, "You don't know though. He might come back."
See, I know nothing about that storyline. So
I don't know about that. I just knew that in New Event, or was it?
It was New Avengers.
Dark Avengers. Well, it's the Dark Avengers.
He's in it too.
He's the back.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
The Void basically, here's the 101 on quick Sentry history. Marvel Comics made a big publicity saying, hey, there's their character we found in Stan Lee's notes was never released. And so we're going to bring him into comics. And it became Sentry. And he's basically Superman for Marvel. There is Hyperion, but he's, Superman basically. And he has this darkness inside him. He tries to fight all the time. It's called the Void, where he turns bad. Just like you said, he was in Dark Avengers. He was bad. So he's like Superman, but he has this darkness inside of him. If it takes him over, then he becomes bad and evil. He became bad and he died. I forget how he died, but a while back, long time ago, way long time ago, probably like 7 years ago. Maybe 7 years, maybe whatever. But turns out also that thing about him being in Stanley's notes, not true. But
Oh yeah.
They
Did
just
they
made
do
up-
that to make it sell?
yeah, to make it sell.
Oh yeah, Marvel. Oh.
Because somebody I was watching this interview with him one time, and the interviewer was like, "How amazing must it feel? A character you made so long ago, the Century, finally is realized and is in comics." And Stan Lee was like, "What Century?" Like,
Oh god.
like nobody prepped him on that fucking question.
Well, he's old, so he
That's
could be
true,
just
he
asking
could
what
be.
century we were in.
He could be. But anyways, Century's back, and obviously Doctor Strange did take care of the Void.
Sure did.
But now he's like, "Hey, let this Void out. I'm gonna fight Loki." Knock, knock, knock. Nice.
Well, I like the build up from the last issue, or was it this issue when he gets to be the god of magic? I love that. It comes back.
I
and
mean
looks-
the god of the Tree of Life?
Tree of
yeah.
Life, yeah.
You
Well, I
well,
was-
so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The World Tree.
Yeah, but I assume he made it seem like he was like the god of magic. Well, that's
That is sick.
clever. Kind of looked like Jesus with the stick.
Right.
That's pretty good. So then when they end up, Loki and him do start duking it out, and Zelma comes over and uses a spell that you learned in the Oath.
Yeah.
Haven't read the Oath, so I didn't know there was
You
a magic
definitely
spell
need
like
to read
that.
BKV, you don't read it?
No,
So good.
no, can't find. So anyway, for 3 minutes they are now on even playing field, supposedly, and then we
They
find
can't
out.
use magic, but Loki's still a
But
god.
Loki's
That's
still
why
a
he
god
gets the
with
shit.
strength,
Yeah.
so punches him through a wall. And
Thor
that's when,
style. Like from Avengers.
that's
Just
how I do.
side punches.
Yeah, I
him.
think that was intentional. Yeah, I think that's the joke.
Or
But
Hulk style.
Well,
yes.
was it this one or was it the issue before where we're using
see, that's the
Paul's
thing I'm going to
guns?
struggle with because I read 4 issues back to back, so I'm not sure. which
Using
one.
what?
Using the guns from Ragnarok, the machine guns, the assault rifles.
I don't know.
That might have been last
Must have been
issue.
2 issues before,
Yeah,
or
it must
issue
have been a
before.
while ago.
Okay, because if you don't remember, that's
I remember, but I'm not sure what issue it was. I read, like I said,
yeah.
read 3 back to back.
So
I really did enjoy Walta's art. You know what I enjoy? And I kind of want to be like, "Hey, Walta, it's fine. You can do it." His flashback art, I think, is way better than his
current day.
current day art. Like when he does the flashback art, I'm like, "Man, this is good style. I like this style for this book for Doctor Strange." And then he goes to current day. Like that current day worked with Vision because it humanized those characters who are supposed to be symbiotic robots. But for this, I kind of feel like he should do that flashback style.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it.
I think Walta's great at drawing comedy too. Like
Yeah.
comedic moments. Like the whole time there'd be like little scenes like I'd see with like Wong and Sentry, like Wong's channeling Sentry to strengthen Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I just like looked at it and I just like started laughing. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like,
Yeah, Sentry's really strong, so that's why he's like, "Man, he's gonna take a lot out of you," and he's like, "Well, wake me up when you
yeah,
need
wake
me."
me when you're done.
Yeah,
That was cool. That was fun.
Not really in this issue, but in the issues prior, I do like Walter's art also when he's drawing that dog. He's really good about that. I really
I wish
enjoyed
that dog lasted longer.
Dude, that 2 issues ago,
I know. I felt sad.
tonight I could have cried. That was the closest to crying in a long time reading a book.
It reminded me a lot of the Astral City arc that we just read.
that was really. Oh man, balls.
It's almost the same thing.
You think Marley and me sad? Wait till you get to the end of that Astro City arc. You're just like,
But when you said you really enjoy the kind of magic in this, you said when he was the god of magic.
Yeah, I did.
I think here's the thing. The Strange in this, I really do like. I think this is a Strange that I like. I really did enjoy, like I said before earlier in the show, Jason Aaron's Strange. And I really do like it's fucking crazy. They're like you said, god of magic. He goes to the world tree, sacrifices the dog that's already dead. But and to get the power, he fucking lifts the house and blows it up. There's a lot of different dimensions they go to. I'm not sure if it's this issue or the last one where they go and they turn everything to bunnies. He does.
Yep. Goes to the demonic realm and then turn into all the rabbits.
It's crazy, and that's what I need from Doctor Strange. Like just balls to the wall, like craziness.
what was that room they went through where I was trying to figure out what they had, the monster slippers and we don't have
Was
the,
that this issue?
I think it was when him and Loki were jumping around fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah, they go through some room where there's
I think it was last issue.
monster slippers. No, because they didn't meet each other until this issue.
Oh, okay. Maybe then that Benny thing was this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought they were like paying homage to some character that just doesn't happen to be in that room at the moment. I want to know who that is. But
I do think also Jason Aaron tried to make Doctor Strange funny, and I was finding it annoying, and it felt like 100% like Tony Stark kind of jokes.
Yeah.
He's funny in this, but it doesn't feel forced. I do like him in this, like his comedy in this book.
it's kind of like the oh fuck funny. Like he's just like happenstance. Like he's comedic.
Kind. Well, it's almost just It's in the moment of balls type of thing.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like in this, it feels like he knows when to be funny, like when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And Jason Aaron's, he was just funny all the time. He's just a jackass.
Because this was when Zelma turns him back to a mortal and then he gets punched. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Which I know the movie, he's that fucking jackass, but yeah, I mean before that, I've never seen him like that. Really, he was more. Actually, he kind of is like that in The Oath a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, he's more like this in The Oath, where it's appropriate. So
that is nice because I remember reading the first couple issues of Jason Aaron, and I feel like some people think just kind of like Moon Knight. If you are writing Moon Knight, you just got to be fucking crazy. No, I think you got to understand the character and realize, yes, he does interact with crazy things like out of this world, different dimensions, what have you. But you got to know who he is fundamentally. And yeah, you're right. It's like it's easy to go to a Tony Stark kind of persona because everyone loves Tony Stark. But you got to differentiate Doctor Strange from everybody else.
I feel like isn't that the default nowadays, especially for Marvel stuff? They're just like make him like Tony Stark.
Oh, that annoys me.
Literally, I mean Tony.
Make him Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Not even Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. Because Tony Stark in the comics didn't used to be like that. Robert Downey Jr. made him that person, and then
Doctor Strange. Like, the last time I read a good Tony Stark that I remember before Robert Downey Jr. is like Ultimate Iron Man by Mark Millar.
Yeah,
like that, where he's more interested in the science and not about being funny.
They make everybody like that now. Like so, you have those two. I'm trying to think. Hawkeye a little bit gets like that, and then somebody recently Iron Fist. They all make him like that jokey kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to make everybody
they make Deadpool
relatable.
Worse.
Well,
yeah. I mean, this issue was great. I like this issue.
I did.
It's a 9.
I really enjoy this new.
The whole arc
Legacy's been great.
This whole Legacy, like I said in the forecast, go back and get it. It's been great so far. Donny Cates,
I give it a 9.
The perfect person to write this book.
I also give it a 9.
This is reading this made me excited that Thanos is coming out. I don't remember which week, but those Thanos books are so good.
Thanos is a better book than this book, but they're both good.
Yes,
it's like if I'm saying, hey, this one that book's a 10, this book's a 9.
Yep,
also,
behind it.
Hey, also, here we go. There's a crossover coming, Damnation coming up. I think I'm gonna get it.
I'm definitely getting because I'm reading
good.
that Spirits of Vengeance, and that's been awesome. And all those
it's
characters
only
are
like
in this.
4 issues, and it's Donny Cates and who's doing that? It's Donny Cates and Al, I think.
There's some
maybe
that are writing it, and Nick Spencer.
Nick Spencer.
So there's 3 different writers, but there's some different artists.
Don't shake your head like you don't like the fix.
I'm not even caught up on the fix.
Is it out? What are you talking about?
Well, issue 10 or 9 came out a couple weeks ago.
What?
I haven't read it. Dude, we talked about it on the forecast.
I don't know what I talked about on the show. I didn't even talk about 10 minutes ago. Ask me. I don't know.
It does come out very slowly now. Like, what does Nick Spencer do?
Well, he's been too busy doing Secret Empire.
I guess. Yeah,
I understand why the fix was off.
There is a rumor also that he's taking over Amazing Spider-Man, so maybe he's wrapping up.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Last book of the night is Damage #1, written by Robert Venditti with art by Tony S. Daniel. I think Tony
They're both
Daniel.
storytellers.
I think
for
they're
that.
both right. They're both storytellers. I don't know who the colors is.
I would say before those books, the new Age of Hero DC books that are coming out, I think that's a big initiative is that they're having the artist and writer like both
Be
be
together.
storytellers. Yeah,
Yep.
so the books.
Not overly impressed with issue 1.
Oh, really?
I think it was good, not great. So it opens up in the scene we get Damage right away, falling through a helicopter, out of a helicopter and turning into Damage, like kind of like Hulk. When he falls he free falls, he turns into Hulk because of the fear factor.
But he was in that hour of
Right.
He's gonna.
He's only damaged for an hour every day, so that's why it's like there's always leading 23 hours to him being damaged again.
Yeah.
You get that you figure out throughout the story that he was, assigned to this program where he'd become damaged, fully volunteers, and now he's kind of on the run, basically.
Well, he's not.
He's being trained.
Yeah.
To it's kind of like a point and shoot. Like Hulk, stupid, Damage, stupid, Damage. But they're trying to point him.
But the nice thing is that I think his name is Ethan.
Ethan Avery.
Yep. I think that he is still not necessarily in control, but he can still talk Damage while they're
Right.
split up.
So it's kind of like Firestorm in that aspect where there's 2 consciouses in one body, which I thought was cool. Like, I really like that. The only thing, like for issue 1, and I'm sure they're going to go back and do flashbacks about him becoming damaged or getting injected with whatever. But you don't learn anything about the main character. There was nothing for me to associate with the fact that somebody, for any God-given reason, doesn't want to be damaged. I mean, he volunteered for this fully. Yeah. And like, he knew the potential of what this could be. So it seems like, I don't know, there's something off there in the story. I thought the art was good. Tony Daniel did great on the art.
Although I feel like Damage has really small feet. There's like one panel where it's just his foot, where his feet are really just kind of triangular.
Yeah.
Dude, your foot should be at least a little wide, a little longer, not so... Here's an elephant foot. There's no shape to it.
And he is massive. I mean, he's strong. I mean, come on, let's be honest. He's basically the Hulk.
Yeah.
And Ethan Avery's obviously like Bruce Banner, except obviously he wasn't a soldier. But what I don't like is you don't get to connect with who the actual protagonist is. I mean, you learn little bits about him. And I think for the first ever new age of DC heroes, first ever spin-off, what have you, I think that's a little weak way to come out. It was very short, and when it ended, I was just like, that's it? Like, I felt like I had bought in the monthly previews book, and that was the little insert that I get to read.
Yeah. I think the first part of the book was good. Because I did enjoy there's no build to it other than the fact that Ethan Avery was strapped down in his chair, and then he damaged out. Right. And then he burst out of the helicopter.
Right.
And then so he's going to the city and is attacking, not even attacking people necessarily. He's just destroying stuff that's in his way. And then one of the other soldiers comes down in the armored suit to go fight him. And Damage, in all honesty, was minding his own business. This guy came and was shooting at him.
Well, he was like, I should have been damaged.
Yeah.
I should have been.
Yeah, then you keep getting reminded, I should have been damaged. Like, dude, I would have suplexed you into the concrete and been done with you.
Well, that's where I'm like, where's the rest of this movie? Like, I'm missing the whole plot. Like, I can figure it out, but I don't need you to hold my hand, but I want to know, like, give me at least one panel flashback of something.
It reminded me of Incredible Hulk, the guy who is Abomination.
Right.
Wants so badly to be what the Hulk is that he goes through all this BS and then turns into this Abomination.
Yeah.
And but the nice thing that Damage doesn't actually kill this guy. Ethan comes into his hand going, no, we're not killing him.
Right.
Fine. So they walk, doesn't say fine, but they walk off. I was disappointed by the reveal at the end of the book on who's getting hired to hunt down Damage.
That pissed me off.
This book already is being sidetracked to a Suicide Squad book.
Yeah. So Marvin, off in La La Land, Marvin. So basically in this book at the end, so there's this new captain who is like trying to control Damage.
So this is the Amanda Waller is whatever her character name is.
Right. Well, Maria or Anna or whatever. Anyways, Amanda Waller comes up and is like, we're going to hunt down Damage with the Suicide Squad. I'm like, seriously? You're spinning off, you're doing your own new line and then you're already crutching on Suicide Squad? So that was really upsetting and almost made me not want to get issue 2, but the last 2 pages kind of were some saving grace for what happened with Damage and him being in the fallout of the rubble and everything.
Yeah, he's laying in a pile of...
Right.
Yeah.
But I also didn't like... the cool concept is they're doing an hour countdown, which was always the good they were going to do for the get-go.
Which I did appreciate that. You got to see the 59 minutes and 17 seconds. Like, oh, that's good. At least I know this issue takes an hour.
Right. But see, that's what I'm thinking. I think there needed to be more for this first issue. Yeah. I would have loved to see a whole hour of him as Damage, and then in the future, you don't need to show me the whole hour. I just want one issue where I get to see a whole freaking hour as Damage.
You're right. I agree with that, because the first maybe 10 pages is within that hour, and then he wanders off after he fights the guy, and then it's 23 hours later.
Right.
Oh, now we're looking for Damage again. It's like,
right. How can I feel that he doesn't want...
How the hell did you not put a tracker in him?
Like, how interesting would that be to be Damaged for that whole hour and then see how afraid he is of returning to that hour.
Yeah.
And there was just missed opportunity. And I get it's $2.99, 20 pages, 22, whatever. But the frame and the concept of that book should have been set up way differently.
Yeah.
So now that I'm talking about, initially I gave it a 7. I'm giving it a 6.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give it another chance.
I'll get issue 2
doesn't win me over, adios. But I did read the preview for Sideways at the end by Kent Rockford and Dan Dio. Hell yeah, I'm in.
I didn't read it, but Rockford's enough reason for me to get that book. At least try that book.
There's Justin Jordan's also writing it. There in the interview, he says at the end, he's like, what's one reason to get this book in 15 words or less? And Justin Jordan's like, I'll give you 3. Kenneth Rockefeller's art.
Yes.
And there's a scene where it's New York. Holy cow.
In all honesty, I was going to boycott getting most of these books. I was going to get Terrifics. But Rockford is one of the best artists that I had seen from Marvel in when he was doing Ultimates, because that looks so good. As long as these teams can stay on the book, excluding Damage right now, I would continue to get. I would get those books.
Yeah. So Damage, I have hope for, but not a great start, and doesn't get me excited. Like, I think the pacing with Metal being pushed back, and like it just doesn't seem like. It seems like this book came out in the midst of so many other great books that this one just got trampled over.
Yeah.
So it's like a kids movie trying to come out on the day of Star Wars, or like a biopic. There's no way in hell.
It'd be like Justice League coming out Avengers Avengers Infinity came out. There's no way anyone's going to go see Justice League. Exactly. Now, I mentioned earlier in the show that I had another book that was even better than Killer Be Killed, but it's not a book that I read for this week. It was number 36 of Nightwing.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know there was an end to that story. It's just not a book that.
I was going to say, because when we got to this point, I was like, Damage? Really?
No,
like, this
God,
better not be. So.
And it wasn't Doctor Strange. It was 36 of Nightwing. I was like, God, that book is so good. What?
Basically, I feel like we're missing the origin issue. I think we're missing issue 1, and I know that comic companies
for damage.
Yeah. So many people are like worried about retelling an origin, but it's like, this is the first debut of this character.
I'd say,
well, we can handle an origin.
Being an original character, I don't mind.
Right.
Having
you know, like the cold open though, they'll give you an origin eventually.
Exactly, but they didn't even give me a taste. They just told me the guy's name. That's all I got for issue 1. Not even a like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's just like, just hide. Don't get found.
But is an issue 1 necessarily always have to be an origin issue?
Of every single comic ever, yeah.
I don't think so.
Most of them. But for this...
Not really.
Well, I mean, okay, like Black Science, that first issue wasn't even an origin issue. It was in the midst of a battle or midst of him running around.
Killer Be Killed, the first issue.
I know, but those are all Image series. This is a superhero series.
But I get that. But this
is a new hero that you don't know. I mean, you obviously know that he's like the Hulk, but you're just assuming things. But yes, they don't have to tell you everything, but we should have gotten more to because it's just a blank story. You have nothing to grab on.
But you're saying that based on one issue. I'm saying maybe like they're going to tell you it eventually.
I know, that's why I'm going to give issue 2 a chance. But I think when you go in to read a book, if issue 1 doesn't grab you, what have we always said? If issue 1 doesn't grab you into issue 2, what's the point?
Give it the arc. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Marvin's not the one to live by the arc.
By the way, I thanks to what you guys said, I only heard Alex that he kind of enjoyed it.
You know what? Honestly, I would have enjoyed it more if the Suicide Squad was not the first option.
Yeah,
I don't. And I mean, I don't want any team.
You guys said that too late because when you said I was spacing off, I actually was downloading the issue and I was reading it. I don't know if you guys mentioned. Did you mention the art? It's great.
Tony Daniel. Yeah, the art's really good.
The panel work is great. The art. I was just flipping through here quick, just looking at it. And like you said, the time aspect of it, that's great. The whole thing looks great. And if anything, I would say you get this book for the art, which I've said this whole line is mainly about the art.
I saw you literally do 10 swipes and the book's over. Like,
yeah, I know, really. But
that's wow.
Because I think for me, it's one of those. I don't want I'm still because I really am upset about the Suicide Squad. I mean, let me tell you this.
I read half the book while you guys were talking and enjoyed it. So I'm not sure about the rest, but we'll see.
Yeah, the first half's the best part of that issue.
When it's actually damaged and they're doing the countdown, it is really good, and that art is superb. It's that little bit after you get him dialing down.
It's future dream sequence of Civil War 2.
Kinda.
Where it's like, who gives a shit, but this is what we want.
Yep.
By the way, also I like the coloring in this issue. Tomei Moret, good, and Danny Mankey on inks. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Looks good. I mean, if anything,
it looked good. That's what's keeping me on.
If anything, they accomplished their goal of having a guard. That's the whole thing. Part of this whole thing is great artists. So +1 on that. So
yeah.
We'll see. But I do see what you mean, that for you to become invested into something, for the first issue to be mainly a fight for you to be like, am I going to get second? Because then you feel like you're getting roped in. Well, I have to get the second one because the first one was just a fight. Like I didn't learn anything.
Right.
And I think that's what you're trying. Like you'll.
It's like I could have read the preview book and then I could skip this issue and get into 2.
But my concern for issue 2 is going to be it's going to be a fight. Is that it's going to be Suicide Squad hunting him down.
Well, that's what this book's
They're going to
about.
show up in the wrong time. He's going to damage out, and he's going to beat the shit out of him. And of course, there's not going to be any stakes because he's not actually going to get to kill anybody.
That's what I'm not liking already. That I thought they were going to be standing on their own and maybe run into other characters like way later, not now, not first issue.
Yeah, that kind of concerns me with the rest of the books.
I mean, I understand that they gotta find him, but then don't make him in the first place if you're going to find this guy who you can't control, which obviously should have crossed their minds.
If anything, don't have the Suicide Squad go in after him. Bring back a new group. I mean, not a new group, but bring back an old group like you're introducing.
I was thinking bring the Blackhawks in.
Well, I was going to say Secret Six.
Well, they're also doing the new challengers. That would be the perfect way to segue them into the book.
There's a lot of stuff from these that are bringing back old characters. Secret Six, Blackhawks, Challengers, somebody. Rather than Suicide Squad. Like you said, it does feel like a crutch at this point.
So it's just one of those things
Hey, you get the movie coming out. You got to promote it.
I get that, but it's just one of those things that you bring in a team that you're never going to let anything bad happen to them, other than you may kill Boomerang off one more time, but you brought him back once already, so what's the big deal?
Dead.
Well, they're going to suplex Grundy into the ground. He'll die, then come back on Monday.
It's just kind of bitter in my mouth because I was super excited for this new universe, and I feel let down right off the get-go. And it seemed like the smoke is billowing.
Think about it, though. Robert Vendetti's been good on Hal Jordan. Maybe you give him a second chance. I will give him another chance on it.
I'm going to give him another chance for sure.
But the Wicked case, when I mean, I can't compare those two books because when I read Hal Jordan, that Rebirth issue, my mind was blown. I was like, yeah, the art is fantastic.
But you're talking about a person, and I know you didn't read it, but New 52, Robert Vendetti wrote that whole run in New 52.
Oh, really?
And so...
Of Green Lantern?
Yeah.
And that was bad.
It wasn't that great. But, so, for him, I believe that first issue, he had to prove himself. He'd be like, I can do this, guys.
For Hal Jordan?
For Hal Jordan.
Okay.
He's like, I can do this. I just was being held back by something. And New 52, I think the editors... this maybe, I feel like this, and you said that Tony Daniel and Robert Vendetti are both credited as storytellers. It might be they're both leaning hard on the art aspect of it. Which
is generally something I support 100%. And this is not necessarily the best I've seen Tony Daniel art, but it is one of the better ones.
I'm not saying necessarily that I disagree with anything you guys said. I do, like I said, I went through half the issue.
Right.
You guys were talking,
I know you like disagreeing with people.
I'm just saying
talk to them about it.
That maybe there's a reason, and hopefully Robert Vendetti proves in second. Oh, that so far with that half issue, I liked it. So
right. There's just some plot holes, and like I'm looking at the issue as a single issue. Like if that was the end of that series right there, not impressed in the slightest. I mean that would never happen on an issue, so I can't say that. Sometimes
but if you were reading a previous book with all of them in it, and you read that, like let's say for instance they give you I don't know they never would, but they previewed the end of that issue, you'd probably be like, I don't need to read this. Because you see Suicide Squad and be like, I'm out.
Exactly. I never would have got it if I knew Suicide Squad was in it initially.
Deadshot. You like him. That is the comic books for 117, 2018. Like I said, 117-18. Days of Hate, number 1, chapter 1 of 12. Nightwing, number 37. Mighty Thor, 703. Killer Be Killed, number 15. Damage, number 1. And Doctor Strange, 683.
384.
683. What the fuck?
What is Thor 683? Oh no, I don't know what I'm thinking about. You sure?
Yes.
Is
No.
that one of the
answers?
answers?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
Oh, don't look at this. Supercon 2018, The Return of the Con, September 28th, 29th, and 30th. Featuring guests like Tony Fleece, Shay Fontana, Science Steve, and brought to you by Wednesday Comics, Phil Hester. Phil Hester is an Eisner Award-winning comic book artist. Phil is from Iowa. He's known for his runs on Nightwing, The Flash, Season 0, Teen Titans, and many more. He's currently drawing Batman Beyond for DC and Shipwreck for Aftershock. Wednesday Comics is proud to present Phil Hester at Siouxpercon. Go to supercon.com for more information. Moving on, we're going to play a little game that I made up. It's called This or That. That sounds like it's familiar too. Is that the name of something? Am I ripping off somebody?
There's all that.
I mean, I am ripping off somebody, but still. How this works is that
Don't quit your day job.
these are hypotheticals. We're We're gonna go to Alex. I give him a hypothetical. He answers. Obviously, you can ask me any questions you want. We discuss it. You pick a side. You pick something and you tell me why. You tell everybody why that's listening. And then next question goes to Garrett. Obviously, this is where we're
So it's just specific to you. We're not even competing. It's just
no, there's no competition. We're just having some fun here.
okay.
Just kicking the can.
To name it a game, like I said before you guys came, it's not really a game. It's more
Getting to know us.
getting to know you.
Hey, our table's crooked and it's bugging the shit out of me.
What do you mean?
Maybe you're just crooked because I feel comfortable.
I don't sit at that table, so I'm not sure. First question, Alex. Here we go. Hypothetical. Would you rather be Superman or Batman?
Ooh, that I think I always say Batman, but he goes through a lot of shit. Gets his back broken. Parents are dead. I think, in all honesty, if I was to choose one of those characters, it would be Superman. I think to know that I can fly, I would love to fly. I, in all honesty, may use my powers for evil from time to time. At least anti-hero. But I think Superman.
Would you spin around the Earth like 3 to 7 times to turn back time?
Who wouldn't? For evil.
For evil. Okay, Lex.
I think being Superman would be one of the best powers to have. Yes, I'd be overpowered. Sure, I'm allergic to a rock. But score. Nothing can kill me.
Before I lock in your answer, he doesn't. The world doesn't turn, and that's not why the time goes back. He just goes faster than light, and so that's why he goes back in time.
Why is the Earth spinning?
Because if you're showing time going back, the Earth's going to spin back, but he's not spinning the Earth.
Huh.
If you ever listen to the commentary, I thought you're a Superman fan. Guess not.
Are you sure that's
Yeah.
legit? Because I thought he was doing it around.
Dick Donner says he goes faster than light. That's the reason why he goes back.
But it only makes
There's
sense.
no
Otherwise, you
flash.
just push the world backwards.
I'll send you an interview.
Oh, well.
You said Superman?
Yes.
You're locking it in?
Yep.
Turns out if you're Superman, actually, you're weak because you got a kryptonite necklace on your neck and you're locked in a basement. So good luck there. So you didn't ask all the questions.
And pushed into a
you got to
pool.
ask all these questions. I'm open for questions. And you didn't. So that's,
Yeah, you're right. I am going to hate this
you
game.
are Superman, but you're weak in a basement with a kryptonite necklace. So good luck. Check it out.
Batman's an old man and his legs are broken because Bane broke
If
his
you had
back.
picked Batman, you live in a post-apocalyptic world and nobody's still alive still. So you're by yourself. But
So there's no one to punch.
that's his game, Alex, already. Good choice, though. I mean, you get a chance to get out if you can rip off the necklace. Probably can't, but that reminds me of Project S. That's what you're kind of like down there, skinny. You need the sun. You're in the basement, though. You can't get sun.
What? What's it
From
like?
Flashpoint.
Oh.
Scott Snyder's first DC book, I believe. Garrett, here we go. Would you rather have magic or be a god? Would you rather have magic or be a god?
Trap.
What kind of god would I be?
Buddy, he knows what's up. You'd be the god.
Well, yeah, no, fuck, he knows what's up.
No, but he knows the exact question. That's the exact question to ask because you'd be the god of forgetfulness. So you always forget that you're a god. So you never be able to use your powers because you forget.
Well,
So you'd be Marvin.
what kind of magic would I be using? Or what would be my source of my magic?
The source of your magic?
Yeah.
You just naturally have magic.
Well, magic, obviously.
Second be yours? Lock
yeah,
it in?
it's got to be. So why would I? Then the other one I just forget.
All right. You naturally have magic, but you cannot use it on your own. You only can grant wishes, so you have to use it if somebody else tells you to. You can
You're
never
a
use it for
genie.
yourself.
But I could coerce people to make wishes for my benefit, even though like
You
second party.
No, that's not allowed.
You're a genie.
You're a genie. Genie style.
Yeah, so maybe I'll
There's
find my
there's
Aladdin.
no freedom.
You know, find your Aladdin?
Yeah, and I'll fucking free my chains.
You should dress up as a genie.
What does that mean?
Just saying, you look like a genie. Alex,
I don't know what that
Genius.
means.
Alex, would you rather be rich in Gotham or be happy in Smallville?
Ooh.
Would you rather be rich in Gotham or happy in Smallville?
How rich and what does rich mean in Gotham?
Everybody would know you're the richest man in Gotham. Bruce Wayne looks up to you, basically. I wish I had that money.
I don't know who gives a shit about Smallville. I'm gonna go rich in Gotham.
He's gonna be rich in Gotham. Every day you get kidnapped by a villain because they want your money. So live that life. But
I'm Superman. I'm already chained up downstairs with that.
these are separate. You're not Superman anymore.
Oh, I see.
You're just rich in Gotham. By the way, if you had picked
Smallville.
Happy and
Happy in Smallville, what I mean by that is you're happy in Smallville because you sing Happy, the song Happy on a loop. So
Yeah, I think this other one's at least a better option.
I mean, you're rich, but obviously every day is a nuisance because you get kept. I mean, I'm saying you're getting hurt or dying. Obviously, Batman saves your ass, but every day you
one
get
of those
kidnapped.
days.
So I'm not even
you could
bruised.
It's just an annoyance at this point. It's not even that you're afraid you're going to get hurt. You're like, fuck Two-Face again. Here we go.
Maybe you can hire
Hey,
Deathstroke to protect you. Yeah,
Yeah, buddy. There we go. Think of it. Think outside the box.
Okay.
Garrett, would you rather be Green Arrow or Green Lantern?
Oh, fuck. All the ladies I'd get is Green Arrow. So, what happens if I pick Green Lantern?
I don't think you
What do
can
you mean, what
be
happens?
told the answer.
I know.
More specific. I need a more specific question.
Well, I need more specific information.
Ask any. You got the
So
world.
I want to be. Do I want to be Green? Would I rather be Green Arrow or Green Lantern? Does my ring work?
Yes, your ring works.
Am I able to make constructs?
Yes.
Does it cost me? Does it make me weak to make these constructs?
Standard Green Lantern ring.
Is all my family dead?
No, all alive. They're all alive and well.
Is the planet Earth still in existence?
Still in existence.
Do I not get to be on planet Earth because I'm a Green Lantern?
What sector are you in?
What sector would I be in?
Well, you're assigned to the
You're 21.
yeah.
2814?
Yeah, you're assigned to the Earth sector.
Is it currently now? Is it like the current day?
Yeah. You mean, is it like 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the only Green Lantern?
No, there's other Green Lanterns.
What's this fucking loophole going to be?
Yeah, so I don't know. So
I need a
Screw it.
choice.
I'm just going to lock it in. Green Lantern. Can make
He's going to be
constructs.
Green Lantern.
Let me guess I have 1 arm and 3 stumps.
You're first day in the job.
dickless.
First day in the job, you make a construct and run into another planet and you die. All right.
you're
Space
an idiot.
crash.
You're an idiot. Who was the Green Arrow?
It's when you first drive a car.
You
in
didn't
Grand
ask
Theft
if you were
Auto.
good at being a Green Lantern. That was the question you should have
That's
asked.
a hard question to ask. You just assume that your willpower's good.
If you had picked Green Arrow, you're stuck on that island for the rest of your life. So, Alex,
that
Fish
may
for
not be
life.
horrible.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. He figured it out.
would you rather be Beast Boy or Beast?
Oof. Am I blue beast or am I human beast?
Blue Beast.
Okay. Am I smart beast?
Yeah, smart.
Okay. As Beast Boy, do I, when I come out of the transformation, am I wearing clothes or do I lose my clothes as a human?
No, you have clothes. So
Okay. Am I green?
yeah, you're green.
Am I a smart Beast Boy or am I stupid?
Dumb.
I'm dumb.
Dumb Beast Boy.
Okay. So I'm going to turn into stupid monsters, animals that get stepped on. I'm going to turn into an ant and get eaten.
You can turn into any animal you want. You're not just underneath the dumb
Yeah,
animals.
we'll find out. We'll see what
I'm
the
telling
answer-
you. That's a good question to ask. Nope.
I can turn into anything,
You can turn into
I'm stupid,
any animal, but
but
you're
you're-
a little dumb. Not really dumb.
which means I can get eaten.
Yeah, you're dumb. Never mind.
Okay.
You're not dumb with your powers, though. You're just dumb.
Oh, okay.
You're
Just
Beast Boy.
Mentally, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beast Boy dumb.
Because Beast Boy's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're standard Beast Boy.
You're standard Beast Boy. Can I turn into any animal? Or does it have to be scientifically proven animals? I can't turn into a dragon.
No, you can turn into a dragon.
Okay.
I believe I've seen him turn into a dragon.
Okay. So far, Beast Boy. I'm going to lock in Beast Boy.
You're going to lock in a Beast Boy.
Yeah.
You're actually a cartoon in Teen Titans Go. You're that Beast Boy, so you're stuck in that
don't mind
cartoon
that.
world.
That's not bad.
I like.
Hey.
You eat as much pizza as you want and be the same size afterwards.
If you had picked you wanted to be Beast, you're actually Kelsey Grammer. So you're actually Kelsey
Actually,
Grammer.
those are both pretty good
You're actually
options.
Kelsey Grammer dressed as Beast. So
Oh, I see. I'm not actually Beast.
you're not actually Beast. You're Kelsey Grammer dressed up as Beast, and that's
Still
how,
not too bad.
That's how you live your life. Like you don't take the makeup off. You just go. Can you imagine showing up? Would people go crazy and be like, "What the fuck's this guy's deal?" Or would they be like, "Hey, that's Kelsey Grammer."
Kelsey Grammer.
Garrett, here we go. Would you rather be Captain America or Captain Marvel?
Ooh.
What
Which
shield do you
Captain
have?
Marvel?
Perfect question to ask. You're both on the same time. You have a split personality.
So I'd be female and male.
That was the caveat for that one. You got it.
Am I Steve Rogers, Captain America?
Yes,
Am I stuck in the past?
that is the caveat. You're lost in time. You got both.
Let's
of
say
them.
your old man.
You got both of them. Either you're Captain America,
Why
lost
am I
in time.
old man or am I'm
No.
frozen right now?
You're lost in time.
Oh.
You said, in the past.
I meant, is it pre me getting ice cubed or is it post me getting ice cubed?
Clarify.
So
I don't know how to clarify.
do I get
neither.
through?
It's neither.
You're lost in time,
Just
so you're
like
just
all over the time stream?
You're lost in time.
So
When
is
you
it
got
like,
lost,
is it like Legends of Tomorrow?
did you ever read that story when he got lost in time? Basically, he shows up in like a time periods for like an hour each, and he like shows up so you flash throughout time.
Captain America Lost in Time. Absolutely.
Okay.
agreed.
Because like if I'm going to live a life, I might as well be able to see everything.
You don't want to be split personality?
No.
Okay, those were.
Although to be fair, when he splits personality, does he get her boobs?
No,
he might,
I don't want to be that crazy.
He might
he's
enjoy
just
that.
mentally.
Oh, I see.
He's mentally.
I
Not worth
see Civil War 2. No way would I want to be Captain Marvel female.
Physically, he looks like a Marvel comic. He looks like the logo.
Who does?
You.
Here's legit questions. Those were all jokey. Now we're going to go legit. I got 2 legit questions for each of you. Where you actually, there's no caveats.
Oh, there's no.
Don't worry about it.
There's no loopholes.
There's no loopholes.
You're dead.
but
I'm Beast Boy turned into a deer, got hit by a car.
I feel like
You're ground beef.
there's good conversation to come out of here. So, Alex,
Yeah.
you're you. You're nobody else but Alex
Game over,
Mastrallo.
man.
So,
It's this world, real world.
okay. Earth Prime.
Who would you rather fight, Joker or Ra's al Ghul?
Oh shit.
And you, like they show up at your house. What do you do?
Oh,
Which one do you rather fight?
I
dude.
Who do you take on?
Can I discuss it with him? as we're
Crazy. You can help me.
I'm
talking? I
torn.
would pick Ra's al Ghul.
I would say, I think that Raish is the one I'm going with. For
Yeah.
the fact that Raish at least has honor, where Joker, who knows what shit he's going to pull on me. He could come up to my door, shoot me in the spine, or he could come up and use that fucking carnation he has and melt my face. Or
You don't want to feel that sensation of your face
No.
melting.
plus, more importantly, I may get to meet Talia al Ghul, who she loved Bruce. I'm pretty
I heard
Bruce.
she's single right now.
Of course.
But understand, Raish is coming to kill you.
I get that, but if I'm lucky, he'll bring the League of Assassins. I may be able to take one of them out before the other 12 of them kill me. Is he going to kill me personally?
Yeah, it's him. It's just him.
So it's just him showing
Just
up.
Raish.
Even Ubu's not there.
Yeah, it's just him.
But I think that's a good choice for the fact that he will give you like an honorable death.
Yeah.
He won't kill you in front of your whole family for fun.
Raish,
It's a-
he might.
No, see,
No,
but see,
Raish is way more-
Raish, I think, would at least have more honor to his killing
Right.
me. He just wants to get me out of the way. Raish is my option. Is my choice.
Okay.
Locked it in.
Locked it in.
Yeah.
I told you no caveats. It's just you and Raish.
I know, but
Oh yeah, here's the caveat. He's right behind you.
it'd be horrible.
Garrett, here we go.
All right. Smallville. Clark Kent.
You exist. You're you, 100% you. Once again, just like Alex.
Already lost.
But you're not in this world. You're in the Walking Dead post-apocalyptic world. You fight on Negan's side. You're part of the Saviors. The tide is turning. It's the point of the war when the tide's turning. Do you go to Rick and say, hey, I'm on your side, or do you run away? Do you go to Rick and say, maybe he'll give you forgiveness? Who knows?
I can't help you with this.
Yeah. Well, I can't ask questions anymore because there's no other information.
Was
to
it
go off.
good?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, is this Negan?
He doesn't need you, Rick, by the way. You know,
He
how
doesn't need
you're
me.
not going to make a deal with Rick. You're just going to show up and be like, hey, can I be forgiven? Like, I want to be on your side. Do you believe him like he would take you in, or would he kill you? At that point, that Rick's crazy. You don't know.
Yeah.
Or you run away and try to survive by yourself. And
So this is right when the
zombies.
Saviors get disbanded.
The tide's turning, yeah.
Yeah, the
So
tide's
you know
turning,
Rick's
yeah.
going to win. Yeah. Hey.
So I wouldn't run away. I would go to Rick, but how I would do it is I would just ditch the Savior clothing and act like I lived there the whole time.
You sneak in.
I would sneak
Did
in.
you look at anybody be like, who the fuck's this guy? I've never seen him before.
No way. Not after all that chaos. I think I'd get in and be like, well, I've always just been here in this corner because no one ever wanted to give me the time.
You don't
of
just
day."
try to live on your own?
No.
I think in
You're
this
stronger
world
as a
you need to say.
community.
I think in this world you need to have somebody else watching your back. At least
Because-
it's to be 2 or 3.
Yeah, but here's the
Right.
thing. Here's the reason why Alex, I'll kind of at this point, Rick's just like on a rampage because Glenn got killed. He's just killing everybody. So like if he's on that side and he doesn't need Garrett, my thought process
I was
was,
going to kill you
is he
anyway.
just going to be like, we don't need this guy either and just kill him?
All you're doing
If
is
I
taking up
have to
space and eating
confront
food.
him, if I either have to run away or I have to confront him, yeah, then
That's what I
run
mean.
away.
Do you go to Rick? That's the question.
Oh,
So you
It's not
have to talk to
You
Rick.
have to be like, hey, Rick,
yeah, no.
I want to join you guys.
I'd pull a no. I'd get out of there. And there's no
You're
way.
a deserter.
I would desert. I would hopefully obviously ditch all the savior regalia. Maybe just let things calm down, and then maybe go scout and see if things are if they'd be willing to let me come back in. Because they after a certain period of time, they're not going to be like, "Are you a savior?" No, they'd be like,
So you live in the woods, let's say, on your own for a while and you let it cool down. Then you show up and be like, hey, Rick, you let me in.
right.
Let me in, guy.
Can walkers climb trees?
No.
No, but
Can't
you,
climb or
can you
swim.
sleep in a tree without falling out?
Yeah. Well, I'd assume just tie yourself to the trunk.
But there's other people around. Like
Yeah.
you would have to be hidden well, though.
Right, exactly. So I'd try to find a cabin or something.
Don't
or-
you sleep in trees to hunt deer?
No, you
Live in a
can
tree
sit.
stand.
Do you
in
bow hunt?
trees. No,
Oh.
I've always wanted to. Though.
In tree stand.
Is that what they do when they bow hunt? They hunt. They stay in the tree.
They sit in tree stands. Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know. I think I'd find a good vantage point somewhere. You know what's funny is I'd always pick an open field. If you get in a forest, dude, camouflage. Sometimes there's things in the freaking leaves. Nah, I want to be in the middle of a field so I can see things coming from all around. No fires.
Yeah, but it leaves you wide open.
It does. But
It's catch-22 either way you choose it. You can
Yeah.
hide in the forest, but someone else could hide in the forest. But if you're in the meadow, all I gotta do is hang out with a sniper rifle and shoot you.
yeah, but how? I'll make sure I'm far enough away that bringing a sniper rifle out there for shits and giggles not a thing.
So you run away. Okay.
Yep.
At least for the time. At least for a little bit.
Right.
Caveat is you have your cell phone and it's always ringing. Never mind.
Oh, geez.
Then you're dead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And every time you try to
Get
throw it away,
1,000 walkers.
every time you try to throw it away, it shows up in your
It's a
pocket. again.
boomerang. Shit.
Falls back in my pocket.
You know what? Go back to your question. I fight Joker. You know why? I'm pretty sure if I fight Joker, it's a better story if I kill him. I fought the Joker.
There's
I won.
no way you would ever kill him.
I think the problem is that there's one, Marvin. I my thing is that I'm imagining him from Killing Joke. Shows up.
Or even like Gotham
Just
Central.
shoots you.
Remember when he shows up with that not just AK, but it's a
Yeah.
rifle. What's that?
His assault rifle.
MR-15. Is that a gun?
Might be like an
AR-15. He shows up with some gun. He shoots some people, but he always even in an Endgame or not Endgame, but Death of the Family when he kills all those cops in the
Yeah.
he's fucking crazy.
That's
But
it.
Why would you want to? But think about
There's a chance
he's
you
going to
luck
hold
out. There's a chance you
collateral
luck
of your
out.
family, though.
You're right about
Think of your family. He would
that.
end
But
their
Raish would do that
lives.
too. You think?
No.
He would threaten them, but he wouldn't actually kill
But
them.
say Raish would go, Alex, you don't fight me, I will kill your family. You make this an honorable duel between the two of us, your family's fine.
You're right. I fight
Joker's
Fight
gonna.
Bane.
Yeah.
Secret option C. Bane comes up and grabs you, literally breaks you in half.
Joker's gonna serve your like a face on the platter, of your whole family, and be like, "Nah, I'm gonna kill
He'd
you."
be like, Marvin, have you ever watched Game of Thrones? Cut your head off and puts on a pike. You can watch Game of Thrones. That's on your throne.
I just want to meet the guy. Wednesday Comics 605 at gmail.com.
Oh, I see. There's only two questions, one for each of us.
Right.
I misunderstood.
Oh, yeah. I could have came up with more, but I figured the rest of it. Never mind. Yeah. Wednesday Comics 605 at gmail.com. I don't know why, what that blank space just was. I just couldn't think of anything to say. Wednesday Comics 605 at gmail.com. Let us know your answers to those questions. Not the one with the caveats. Would you fight Joker or Raish? You go to Rick, or do you take that chance, or do you run away? I think you
Run
go
like
to
hell.
you go to Rick. I think I'd take the chance. Go to Rick and say, hey. You know how you get to him, though? You just go up to Rick and say,
Negan fucked my mom.
be like, Rick, come on. I tried to save Glenn. You don't know.
You don't know?
Wednesday Comics, just give me at Wednesday Comics on Twitter, at Alex Pastrello, at Garot2188, at Marvin _
Negan asked which one to kill, and I pointed at Glenn.
You pull that game? Yeah, I told him to kill Glenn. Kill me. And then, no. Oh, dude, here's what you do. You go to Rick And since you're you and you've read the comics,
I like how you guys can know about Rick, but Rick doesn't know anything about you.
you're like, hey, you said you weren't going to kill anymore. Lock me up. But then you're locked up with Nikki.
Or I could be like, I'll give you information that can save somebody you love.
Facebook.com/ Wednesday Comics Podcast. Leave us a message on Facebook. You'll go to YouTube and find our YouTube channel. Find the gauntlet on there. These guys collecting their gems every week, and more videos to come of other things we were discussing before the show today. Voicemail is 605-215-1849. Leave us a voicemail and let us know, like I said before, let us know if would you rather have the power of a god, even though you know it kills you every time you do it, just like Mighty Thor.
No, you forget.
What?
That's what it was.
No, Mighty Thor.
Oh,
she's dying of cancer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about your...
we got a book club, Alex.
Wednesday Comics League of Extraordinary Gentle People proudly presents...
Day Tripper by, forgot how to say it. Is it Fabu?
Fabu, yeah.
Fabu Moon and Gabriel Ba.
That's Fabio.
No, me and Alex looked it up. That little tilde, you say Fabu.
Fabu.
Fabu Moon.
There's no I?
No. Apparently, we looked up, but then we looked up how to say Gabriel Ba, and it is Ba. So, so I feel like we may have gotten lied to on pronunciation.
Day Tripper. Is that on Hoopla?
I'm not sure.
Look it up.
Luckily, all three of us have it.
Yeah, but I mean, for anybody in the audience, you can purchase it, or you, if it's on Hoopla, Garrett's loading up here. We'll check in a second here. You can rent it and read along with us, leave us a voicemail, or on Twitter, leave us a message, or on Facebook, or email us if you go old school. And let us know what you think of the book. And I tell you,
Day Tripper is on Hoopla.
You want to know what's really old school? Paper mail, snail mail. You send that shit in, probably mail it out today, so we make sure we have it.
I give it my address out. We got to get a P.O. box. That's what we need to do. Well, let us know what you think of Day Tripper. I'm really excited to revisit that thing. Like I told you, I cried with that thing when I was a mere child. 21 years old. How old is that book? Look what it says. I think I read the year it came out. 2007, right? 2008. He'll keep looking, but it's a good book. We're going to talk about it. And also, like I said, 605-215-1849. Leave us a voicemail if you about the book also. Supercon 2018, Return of the Con, September 28th, 29th, and 30th at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Go to supercon.com for more information and follow their social media channels for more information on tickets when it comes out. But Wednesday Comics will be there. We'll also have a live show on the 28th. And who knows what's going to happen? You got to show up to figure it out.
Wednesday Comics After Dark.
After Dark. That's when we come unhinged. RootsOfTheSwampThing.com. That's the one-stop shop online.
2009, it looks like.
2009. Right. One-stop shop for everything Swamp Thing. That DC Winter Special is coming out pretty soon. Like I said, get in the know with the green. People are going to be like, hey, you heard of the Swamp Things thing? You kidding me?
Of course.
RootsOfTheSwampThing.com is my homepage. They say, all right, you're cool for school, buddy. You're cool for school. Holland Files number 2 recently came out. We're going to have John Boylan on the show pretty soon, and we'll discuss that with him, and we'll go over Swamp Thing in general. We always like to talk to the Avatar of the Green, especially one of my favorite characters. He's got to get his own book. Come on, DC, where are you at?
Yeah, they're really dropping the ball, but it's kind of nice getting specials every now and then. I like that, like seeing like that annual special with Superman. Was that the Superman annual? Yeah, that he showed up in, and then like other things. Like I guess he was in the holiday special you just said. Yeah, so I think it makes him more special when he does show up. But I agree, he does deserve his own monthly book.
I would love to get a Swamp Thing book, and I'd love to get an Animal Man book.
Did you turn as a robot?
What?
You sounded robotic for a second.
Oh. I was born in the dark.
Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, and the new Spotify. You can stream us or follow us there. Show always goes up there. Very convenient. Make sure you tell your friends, family. You know what? Go up to your grandma and you say, hey, I like Wednesday Comics. You should listen to it too. And she says the podcast, and she says, what's that? Say, don't worry, Grandma. Get on Spotify and show what listen on
and
Spotify.
let her know Garrett is single.
Oh my God.
So Let your friends know. And like I said,
And Alex is no longer on this plane of existence.
also go to WednesdayComics.
Where'd I go?
Go to WednesdayComics.com.
That fucking bunny dimension.
Go to WednesdayComics.com. We'll have Garrett was just talking about. He's going to be uploading some new stuff. WednesdayComics.com exclusive to the website. So make sure you have that bookmarked. Here's what you do.
Flash fact: it's full of baniculus.
Make sure you have that bookmarked so you can see that when it comes out. Also, be not subscribe, but following us on our social media channels because that's your first. That's how you know when the show's out, and that's how you know when Garrett's going to upload these things. That's how you know when the Gauntlet's out. So make sure you're on our Twitter or on our Facebook page. I would imagine. Actually, no, not true. But I was going to say, I would imagine that if you're listening to this show, you should subscribe to Twitter or Facebook.
I would assume so.
Twitter more likely because we have more followers on Twitter. But
dude, when you said "be," made me think of the genie from Aladdin. It's like be yourself. That's what I thought you were going to say. Respect.
He's the genie. I'm the judge over here. That kind of sounds like Stallone, not the judge.
Judge Dredd.
You know, say Judge Dredd.
Alex, would you dress up as a Joker for Christmas? For Christmas? Whoa. Would you, though? Like, remember that first episode of Batman the Animated Series?
It'd be fucking scary. No.
Christmas.
For Halloween.
It's a good episode of Batman. Is Batman the Animated Series as good as everybody says it is?
Yes.
I don't know.
I tried rewatching it recently. I'm not sure if I'm into it.
I'm on volume 3, and I'm like, it's so slow.
I think the first volume's kind of slow. There's a lot of two-parters. Volume 2 is really good. 3 does get back into that kind of
the
tedious,
one-shots, wherever.
but
I heard
Volume
4
is amazing.
Because it's the new Batman and Robin Adventures, where they actually play with their rogues gallery and stuff.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
You sound horrible.
Like I said, in the 70s, you used to go to Burger King. Burger King.
Your accent's changed.
You know what really
Southern-
sounds horrible?
Southern Judge.
Not putting Chris Samney on your top 5 artists.
Dude, you will never be like...
I'm done with it now. I'm over it. I'm over it. You know what?
Chris Samney's over you.
Life moves on day by day. 24 hours pass. 365 days passes. And guess what? I get older and I get older. And then one day you say, hey, Chris Samney wasn't on your top 5. And I say, you know what? I don't remember what happened 10 minutes ago. You think I remember that list?
I hope he forgets.
And we'll be like, yes,
January
but we
next year.
remember.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
For Wednesday Comics. I've been Marvin.
Oh, dude, you were so sad. I have been Alex.
You been Ben Affleck?
I've been Affleck. Affleck.
Batfleck?
No.
All right. Well, I'm currently Garrett, and you two are crazy motherfuckers.
Wow. So
I got old ass and old balls. That's who I'm sitting here with today.
what are you, old dick?
I'm young buck.
Hey, everyone, you turn those pages.